What's up, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to give you 20 tips plus one bonus tip to get that crisp audio quality when it comes to live streaming or video recording for YouTube. Let's dig in. Tip number one, guys, when you're first starting out live streaming or video recording for YouTube, make sure that you don't go waste money on a very expensive mic without first understanding how to set up the EQ, compression, noise gate filters, and etc. for that microphone. I myself use the Blue Black Eye Snowball. It cost me $43 and I'm able to get really good audio quality out of it, and I plan on using this mic until I have the funds to purchase a more expensive mic that I want. Tip number two, guys, get yourself a boom stand like I have here. This way that your mic isn't sitting on the desk, it gives you less clutter. You don't have to have it right in front of your keyboard or your mouse, so your microphone's not picking up your keyboard and mouse sounds when you're live streaming to Twitch or YouTube. And then also you can position it in a way to avoid any background noise like your PC fan or your keyboard. So it's a great way to get the best audio quality out, and this bad boy cost me 12 bucks. That leads me into my point number three. You want to have your microphone as close to your mouth as possible, but while still avoiding plosive or pop sounds. Some microphones are better from different positions. The Blue Snowball I have set up pointing upwards and 6 inches or so below my chin. That way that I'm avoiding those pop sounds while still having brightness in my voice. Tip number four, in phonetics, they call plosive or plosives are referring to the T, K, B, P, G, and B's. These are like what they call pop sounds. The way you can avoid this is by moving your mic away from your mouth or getting yourself a pop filter. I used to use a pop filter, but it brought a lot of mushiness and muddiness to my voice. So what I did is reposition my mic, remove the pop filter, and in my EQ, I try to edit out as much pops as possible. Tip number five, I know a lot of us Twitch streamers are introverts or antisocial, and then we get on the Twitch platform and we're trying to, branch out, make friends, get out of our comfort zone. When recording on YouTube or a video or live streaming, you want to practice projecting your voice. This will provide your audio quality with a little more fullness in your voice, and it's just a better sound. So practice projecting as if you're in theater class or something like that. Tip number six, do a voiceover. If you're a vlogger or a video creator for YouTube and you record a video that has bad audio quality, what you can do is go back in post-production and speak into your microphone clearly or your camera microphone very clearly and voice over what you said. That way you can clean up that audio. Tip number seven, when recording or live streaming, I suggest keeping your microphone audio below a -6 decibels. This will avoid any distortion or clipping in the audio. I myself keep my decibel rating below a -10. That's where my limiter is set, so I will not exceed that volume ever. Tip number eight, some of y'all out there actually have electrical interference in your mic. This is usually due to the USB cable that comes with your microphone. Also, it's due to where you're running that cable or what you're running that cable by. So consider rearranging how you run that cable or getting a better audio cable for your microphone. If you have the funds, consider getting yourself an XLR mixer with an XLR mic, and that will just give you more mixing capabilities for your microphone. But keep in mind, if you do get an XLR mic, it is not plug and play like a USB microphone is. There is a more of a setup process. If you don't have the funds to purchase an audio mixer, consider getting a virtual audio mixer. The one that I use is Voicemeeter Potato. Voicemeeter Potato will grant you full virtual control over all the audio inputs and outputs on your desktop. I've done several tutorials on how to set up Voicemeeter, so consider checking those out. Next tip is get a program to equalize your audio. I myself use Equalizer APO for my compression, noise gate, my equalizer, and everything else that I use. So consider getting Equalizer APO. It's a free software. I've done a video on how to set this up as well. When setting up an equalization for your microphone, use tight EQ bands. This will give you access to different ranges in your voice, and it will allow you to edit specific frequencies in your voice. I highly suggest using very tight bands versus loose bands so you can edit more of a range in your voice in different frequency levels, so you can really get that audio coming through crisp. Along with the equalization, make sure you set up a noise gate for your microphone. The noise gate will block out any unnecessary background noise like your fan from your PC or your keyboard. Essentially, what you need to do when setting up a noise gate is set that threshold to a decibel rating. That is when the noise gate will open. So you will set how fast it will open by setting the attack speed, and then you'll set how fast it will close by setting the release speed. Along with the noise gate, you can help reduce echoes and things like that by recording any video that you're recording in a smaller and more compact room. Next, you can help reduce plosives or pop sounds by setting up a high pass filter or a low shelving EQ with a steep roll off in the 100 to 150 hertz range. So essentially what I'm saying is you're going to set up a separate EQ and you're going to do a steep drop off on that EQ around 100 to 150 hertz. When someone says that someone has a muddy voice on their video or their live stream, what they're saying is that audio is not very clear or it sounds kind of mushy. The way you fix this is by brightening that voice in a higher frequency range or decreasing the low to mid frequency range. When live streaming onto YouTube or Twitch, you want to make sure that your vocals, your voice is higher than any gameplay or any desktop sounds coming through on the live stream. You do not want your microphone volume to be identically loud with or equally loud with your desktop or game volume. You want your game volume and other volumes to be slightly lower than your microphone volume because you want your clarity to be the best. If you're live streaming to Twitch or YouTube and you're playing background music along with the stream, make sure it is in fact background music. The way to ensure that it stays background music is by setting up some compression for that music and then also a limiter for that music. I myself have my limiter on OBS set to -30 decibels so it doesn't exceed that volume rating. All you have to do is add a filter to that audio source and apply a limiter. When live streaming, you actually want to apply a limiter to every source that you have so that it doesn't exceed a certain audio level. A good range to keep your audio is in that middle yellow range on OBS, so that -10 to -20 decibel rating. I set my limiter for my voice at -10. I set my limiter for desktop audio and browser audio to a -15. So I keep everything right there in that yellow range. When setting up compression, actually avoid using Voicemeeter's built-in compression system altogether. I've noticed that the compression on Voicemeeter literally just like enhances all sounds like a massive amount, so you're going to hear massive amounts of fan noise and things like that, and it's almost impossible to edit out with a noise gate or any equalization. So when using Voicemeeter, avoid using their compression software altogether. When listening to someone's voice, everyone has that kind of nasally sound area. In your equalizer, you're looking at about a 1K hertz range when talking about the nasal sound. You can actually decrease that range just by a hair to kind of help remove that nasally sound and bring up the clarity in your voice. And lastly, the last thing I suggest setting up, especially as a live streamer, is a sidechain source. A sidechain is another compression. It's just a different type of compression. What a sidechain will do is compress the audio based on a different source. So what you should do is set up a compression for every audio source except for your microphone, and make sure that you set it to a sidechain source and set it to your microphone so that every time you speak into your mic, it will compress the audio from everything else just by a hair. I have it set up to compress all the audio for my music and desktop and gameplay and all that stuff for about 5 decibels every time I speak. This isn't something that you really notice, but it just calls for a very smooth audio experience. In this video, I tried to compact as many audio tips as I could into a short video. I have done a video on how to set up a lot of these things. So there are 3 videos that you need to watch: how to set up Voice Meter Potato, how to set up your microphone professionally, and then flawless stream setup with OBS and Voice Meter. These videos will get you flawless audio on your microphone and your streaming software. It shows you how to set up the equalizer, the compression, the noise gate, the sidechain, and the limiter. It shows you everything that I discussed in these tips here today. So definitely check those out, guys. And just so you know, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch. Come by my channel sometime. And guys, if this video did help you and it did improve your audio quality, drop a like on the video and smash that subscribe button for more future videos on how to improve your content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.